With large portions of the United States fleet wiped out in Pearl Harbor, the number of dead and wounded are still unknown.
A date which will live in infamy.
I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat.
Reports tell of millions of refugees flooding Europe in the wake of the Allied invasion. Homeless, war-scarred victims of Hitler's madness. They look to the world for help.
Mr. Ickes, why only 1,000?
I was lucky to get 1,000 approved.
There must be 100 times this many. Maybe millions, without homes, without hope. We have got to do better than this.
I asked for 10,000 to start with, maybe more later on. Some stalwarts in our government opted for none.
The State Department.
That's an excellent guess.
It's not a guess, Mr. Ickes. I know about the cablegram they buried, the one spelling out what Hitler was doing to the Jewish population in Europe. And I know what the boys in the State Department said when it came in. Unfounded rumors based on exaggerated Jewish fears.
That cablegram was supposed to be top secret.
You ever have lunch with a gang of government secretaries? There are more leaks in Washington than on the Titanic.
What you heard is true. True and regrettable. The State Department ignored the wire, but the president did not, will not. He said we're to take in refugees now, without delay.
But only 1,000.
Oh, that number was a political compromise.
With whom? Field Marshal Goering?
Ruth, relax. 1,000 are better than none.
Well, where are the lucky 1,000 now?
At the Naples port of embarkation. In a few days, they'll board a ship that'll take them to the United States with someone from this department escorting them.
I want that job.
Send you into a war zone? Not a chance.
I'm not afraid of war zones, Mr. Ickes. I was a foreign correspondent for 7 years before coming to work for you. Have you looked at my resume lately?
Forget it, Ruth. I've already assigned Tom Caldwell.
Tom is wrong for the job. He's a good man, but he's Harvard and white bread. He couldn't get close to those people in 1,000,000 years. They need someone they can think of as their own. Someone who can speak their language, and I can. German, Russian, Polish, you name it. I spoke Yiddish to my relatives there.
You have relatives in Europe?
Had. Cousins in Poland on my mother's side. I met them when I was there on assignment with the Herald Tribune. Mirel, Yankel, Hannah. Hannah, a beautiful girl with dark hair and hazel eyes. She was only 15 years old.
What happened to them?
When the Nazis came in, they were made to strip naked, jump into a river. While they were swimming, they were shot to death.
I'm terribly sorry.
Yes, everyone's sorry. So we bring in 1,000 survivors to make ourselves feel better. Well, the least we can do is make them feel better. I want to be a part of it. I've got to be a part of it. I can't turn my eyes away, turn my mind away, turn my heart away. Please send me. I must be there. Tell me I'm going, tell me I'm going, and what I can do, I will do. With my heart and my guts and the strength that God gave me. What I can do, I will do.
I'll think about it, Ruth, and I'll let you know.
Mr. Ickes, I am sure
I
that
said I'll let you know.
Yes, sir.
The Army Transport, Henry Davis, ship of war, and yet a promise of a better day at hand. This way, folks! The Army Transport, Henry Davis, now carrying the hopeless to a younger, freer, ever hopeful land. Take up the brow. Nevsky, Regoloff, Weingarten, Stein, Leskovic, and Majeska. You 6 have been selected to be group leaders. Each of you are in charge of approximately 160 refugees. Most of them are already below deck. We'll be traveling in a convoy of 29 ships with enough firepower to discourage an enemy air or submarine attack. You'll be given a list of rules and instructions. The most important one of all, there is to be no fraternization between your people and the members of this crew. Convey my instructions to the others. Let's go.
So, where are the deck chairs? I wouldn't mind getting a little color.
You already have it, yellow and green.
Something terrible is going to happen, I know it. 2 weeks on the ocean with submarines and torpedoes. We are going to die, all of us.
Now, Martha, listen to me. You heard what the officer said. A convoy of 29 ships. We'll have the best protection possible.
Oh, let's admit it, we're all scared to death.
Scared of what? Being saved by Noah's Ark?
Noah's Ark or a ship of fools?
We will not be fools, and we will not be lambs led to the slaughter. Those days are over. We will take each moment as it comes and hope that we do half as well as those voyagers in Noah's Ark.
Cast off bow lines! Cast off stern lines!
Hey! Wait for me!
What the hell?
Oh! Thank you!
Where did you come from?
The Parco Hotel. Sorry I'm late. You would not believe the traffic in Naples.
I think you've got the wrong ship, lady. This isn't the Cunard Cruise Line.
I know that very well, Lieutenant. I have authorization to board this vessel, the Army Transport Henry Gibbons.
Ruth Gruber?
Yes, Special Assistant to Secretary of the Interior, Harold Ickes. I'll be in charge of the refugees. You know, you really ought to do something to fasten that ladder down. It was all I could do to hang on. Thank you! And those will be my bags. If, you could take them to my quarters, and I will need some bureau space as well as a desk or table to write on.
You don't have any quarters.
No quarters?
That's what I said.
Well, that's the worst closet problem I've run into yet. Why don't I have quarters?
Because no one told us you were coming aboard, ma'am.
Here I am. There are my papers. Now you know.
Well, I don't make the decisions around here. I let the captain handle that, so why don't you wait right here?
Just a minute, Lieutenant. If you look at the bottom paper of that pile, you will see that I am a general of the United States Army, appointed by presidential order for situations just like this. Which means I outrank both you and your captain. Is that understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Double time to the bridge, Lieutenant.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. I assume the others have already gone down below. Guten Morgen. Bonjour. Shalom. Dzień dobry. Strasvuci. Thank you. I was running out of languages. I guess you'd like to know who I am. My name is Ruth Gruber. I come from a shtetl called Brooklyn, and I work for the U.S. government. My job is to escort you to the United States of America by order of President Roosevelt.
Roosevelt?
If President Roosevelt sent you, then perhaps you can answer some questions.
Yes, I will try.
Why us? Why were we chosen to go to America?
If that is where we are going.
You don't believe it.
Belief is something that we gave up a long time ago.
Listen, I know what you went through. I mean, I don't really know, but I know. And my heart goes out to you and to all of those who aren't here with us, but please believe me, what I am telling you is the truth.
And is it not also true that a ship named St. Louis, a ship that was also filled with refugees, was turned away by your country, sent back to where it came from? Those people have not been heard from again.
Yes. Yes, that is true. But it shouldn't have happened. That ship should not have been turned away. It was wrong. And I am deeply ashamed of it. But this is different. The St. Louis was not an American ship. This is. You have friends in America.
And enemies.
We all have enemies. You have the chance to make them friends. America sent for you, 1,000 people to start new lives.
Assuming that what you say is true, where exactly in America are we going?
To a very nice place.
San Francisco, with the Golden Bridge?
Well, no.
Hollywood and wine.
New York, home of the Metropolitan Opera.
We land in New York City, and then we move on to a beautiful town on the side of the lake. You are going to love it.
As much as San Francisco, Hollywood, or New York?
Who knows? Maybe even more. The greatest cities in the world reach high and haughty to the sky. and no one has to sing their praises loud. But I had happy news last night that's bound to raise your appetite, about a modest little town that's not too brave or proud. Oswego, Oswego, I give you the town of Oswego. Not London, not Paris, not Minsk or Mandalay. Oswego, New York, USA.
Oswego, Oswego. Now whoever heard of Oswego? What is it? Where is it? How long are we to stay? In Oswego, New York, USA.
Very good. Yes, all right, statistics. Fine, fine. You would like statistics. Population 20-something thousand.
Population and another 1,000.
Barber shop, butcher shop, mama, papa, grocery.
Barber shop, butcher shop.
What's a papa grocery?
Agriculture, lettuce and potato.
We can live on lettuce and potatoes.
Window shades, paper mills, matches.
Matches.
Lots of churches, all denominations.
Lots of churches, we can live in churches.
Schoolhouse, movie house, shoe repair and burger joint.
Schoolhouse, movie house, what about a synagogue?
They got 'em, they got 'em. Dry goods, wet goods, cotton goods and other goods.
Dry goods, wet goods, why they got a lot of goods.
Oh, even a teacher state college.
College, that's good.
There's a college.
Oswego, Oswego,
not Sydney or Rome or Antigua. They're going, and there we hope to stay. Oswego, New York, Oswego, New York, Oswego, New York, USA,
All right. Enough dreaming. I suggest we go below and see if the others are comfortably quartered. We'll build our air castle some other time.
He's right. We got carried away.
It is easy to forget there are no miracles.
Excuse me. Mr. Sir...
Nevsky. Sasha Nevsky.
Mr. Nevsky. I can see that the others trust you. A lot. I need your help. If you could talk to them for me, tell them not to be worried.
Shouldn't they be?
What's to worry? A nice little town...
You've been there, to this Oswego.
Well, not exactly. But I have read up on it.
And you know that it's a wonderful place where we'll be happy forever after. We are not children, you know. Even our children are not children.
Mr. Nevsky. Mr. Nevsky. Just give me a chance, okay?
You come to rescue us, you say, to lead us to a better day. Why should we believe you? How can we believe you? Pardon us, Miss Gruber, if we say we'll wait until we see your better day. We all were marked for slaughter. Death was in the air, but no one seemed to notice, and no one seemed to care. And all throughout creation, no single cry was heard. And even your great country said not a single word. Our hearts are dead, Miss Gruber, torn out by pain and strife. You'll have a cold and thankless job
to bring us back to life.
Well. First day aboard. General Gruber meets refugee leader. Anne gets the distinct impression she's been kicked in the butt. General Gruber. General. Gold braids on the outside. Lemon jello underneath. Ruthie, Ruthie, what are you doing? Take a deep breath now. Storm winds are brewing. Ruthie, Ruthie, you're pretty small to shoulder a burden so large. Ruthie, Ruthie, time to begin now. Inside you're shaking, but stick out your chin now. Ruthie, Ruthie, time to stand tall. So tighten your girdle and charge. Tighten your girdle and charge. 1,000 souls and only one you. Only one you, not sure what to do. This much I know, this much I swear. Whenever they need me, I'll damn well be there. So Ruthie, Ruthie, hard as a rock now. Be a new Moses leading her flock now. Ruthie, Ruthie, no one can stop us. And Ruthie, they better not try. It's on to Oswego. It's on to Oswego. It's on to Oswego.
Signal the flagship. I want Gruber's papers verified and find out if there's been any enemy air activity on our route. I'm not sure which is more dangerous.
Aye, aye, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. Such a lovely day. You are Mr. Laskovic, right?
George, Bela, Tibor, Janos, Laskovic.
Laskovic. Liberated from a German prison camp. Before that, with the Budapest Opera.
The Budapest Royal Opera.
Huh.
Oh, the King of England once asked him to sing. In Romania.
Pay no attention to that individual. He fancies himself a master chef. But I had the misfortune of eating in his restaurant in Prague.
You were saying, Mr. Laskovich, the Budapest Royal Opera.
Yes.
I'm keeping a log. The refugees, their backgrounds, as many as I can. Why all the wrappings?
This salt air, not good for my voice.
Oh, honey. Honey with tea. That's what my mother always gave me. You must know that. Go ask the mess cook in the ship's galley. Lemons, too. And if they give you a hard time, here is an authorization from General Gruber.
You are very kind.
Is that a St. Stephen's medal around your neck?
It is.
Then, I mean, why?
Why did this Christian end up in a concentration camp?
Yes, that's what I meant.
Perhaps I sang too loudly for my neighbors. Excuse me.
Don't believe him. He was arrested for hiding a Jewish family from the Nazis. He doesn't talk about it, but we know.
I would like to hear more about that, Mr. Good morning. I'm Ruth Gruber.
Tanya Majeska.
Tanya Majeska. I'm sorry, one moment. Ah, here you are. Tanya Majeska. Partisan fighter. Former beautician from Yugoslavia. Oh, boy, do my nails need doing. Well, I thought the breakfast was pretty good, didn't you? Eggs, toast, milk. I'd like to see some of those children fatten up. They look so pale and weak. You did like the breakfast, didn't you?
Oh, it's not an easy question to answer, Miss Gruber. I look, but I cannot eat. I listen for footsteps. I watch for shadows. I hear the crying and count the dead. I look at this breakfast, this bountiful breakfast, and hear the children who cry for bread. It's all too soon. It's all too soon. It's all too clear. It's all too good. And in my mind I can hear the gunfire. I can see the carnage. I can smell the blood. So please do not ask me about this breakfast, this feast, this plenty. It's not for me. I'm harried and haunted by phantoms and furies, and tears and sorrow are all I see. So you must know I cannot show a happy face, goodwill towards men. It's all too soon for the creature I am to become overnight the woman again. Now, if you please excuse me.
Tanya Majeska? Beautician, partisan, survivor.
And dancer.
Dancer.
All through those times when life meant nothing, I danced. In dark woods, in caves, in broken houses, I danced. And those Nazi dogs cannot kill me. Though they try many times. So, now on my way to my new life, I got to dance once more.
Dancer. Good morning. I am Ruth Gruber.
Josef Weingarten,
Josef.
Marta Rokalov.
Marta. Josef Weingarten. Pharmacist. Marta Rogalov. School teacher.
Assistant principal.
Oh.
She was in charge of 200 children in Vienna.
Well, perhaps you could give some lessons to the children here.
That was another life, Miss Gruber.
Sasha, everyone, listen. I have news.
What's the news?
We have great futures ahead of us. As satchels, suitcases, and trunks.
What are you talking about? What happened?
I went to go see the captain about getting a little dairy food for the bagelmans who'll only eat kosher. And while I was waiting outside of his office or cabin or whatever they call it, it's such a tiny room. Little cot, small desk, couple of pictures. You would think an important man like Captain would...
For God's sake, will you get to the point? What happened?
While I was standing there waiting outside of his office or cabin
or whatever they call it, what happened?
I heard the captain talking to his officers. The question was how to record us into the ship's log. We're not immigrants because the immigrant quota does not include us. We're not visitors because we have no passports or visas. We're not residents or prisoners or citizens, so what should they call us? They don't know. They had to make up a name.
What name?
Brace yourselves.
Of what name?
They call us casual baggage.
What?
We are all to wear these for the rest of the trip.
Lieutenant!
Yes, ma'am?
What is this all about?
Captain's orders, ma'am.
Well, you can tell him the order has just been rescinded.
It can't be rescinded. It's for the purpose of identification.
Of what? Suitcases? They are people, not baggage.
Wasn't meant to be insulting, ma'am. They have to be entered in the log in an authorized classification.
How about human beings?
I'll tell the captain how you feel.
We'll tell the captain how I feel.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
So they called us a name. That's a reason to be upset? Listen to me, that is no reason at all. In my restaurant in Prague, the waiters curse the customers. The customers curse the waiters. And everybody cursed me. So what else is new? They call us casual baggage. It's not much of a curse. If your mother-in-law has a mouth, you are bound to hear first. Take one for you, one for... Hello. Casual baggage. It won't bring me to tears. Hey, we've been cursed and insulted by experts for 5,000 years. But the curses of strangers, though certainly rude and sarcastic, take it, have no flavor, no savor. They're puny and powdered as plastic. By the Jew, when he curses, he doesn't rant, he doesn't rave. He makes his point gently with sweetness and calm. But your grandfather spins in his grave. Here, you want examples? I'll give examples. A Gentile curse. Bitch. Bastard. Casual baggage. Yeah. What does that mean? They try to cut you with a knife, it's like mosquito bite. But if you are ever cursed by a Jew, ho, ho, you won't forget. Brace yourselves. May you have 77 houses, and in each house may there be 77 rooms, and in each room may there be 77 beds. And all night long may you turn and toss from one bed to the next. Is that cursing or is that cursing, eh? You want another example? May there grow in your belly a red and yellow trolley car, and all day long inside it may the conductor punch tickets. Then all my life I have tasted the champagne of cursing. I should be insulted by seltzer? Pish! They call us casual baggage. It's a name I'll survive. And Hitlers, they'll come and they'll go, and I'll still be alive. Yes, I'll be casual baggage till the ship gets to shore. Then I'll work there and sweat there and end up a hell of a lot more than only casual baggage. Yes, the people will see I'm not baggage, not garbage. I'm a person. I'm someone. I'm me.
Martha, oh, you're up so late.
I could not sleep. So many things on my mind, all that we have been through.
That is all behind us. We have a new life ahead in a town called Oswego. It sounds a lot like Bregenz. You remember Bregenz?
Of course. On the lake. We used to go there in the summer. My family and yours.
It was in Bregenz where we met, was it not?
That little hotel near the lake. What was it called?
Hotel Wilhelm.
Oh, yes, Wilhelm.
You and Miriam, instant friends.
And you and Leben were the champion swimmers of Lake Constance.
In our own opinion. A town like Oswego, so far from what has happened. It sounds like a good place to live. To start a new life together.
No matter where we are, Joseph, can we ever be far away from what happened?
I will get you something to help you sleep.
Thank you.
He wants to marry me, he says. I'll make a strange new kind of bride. I look all right if you just look, but something's broken deep inside. He says he knows just how I feel. He says the pain will fade one day, but I have nightmares in days and night, and I can't make them go away. He says he'll love me all my life. He says he'll keep me safe from harm. I say the harm's already done. I have a number on my arm. I have a number on my arm. I am a being set apart. I have a number on my arm, and something missing in my heart. I've been inspected inside out, both up above and underneath, from every hair that's on my head to every feeling in my teeth. I have been used not as a woman but a creature. I have been preyed upon and torn apart by men. So is it possible that I can love and marry and be a human being once again? There is a sweet and loving man who says he wants me for his wife, but someone ought to let him know that I am damaged goods for life. I have a number on my arm, and someone has to tell me why. I have a number on my arm, and the world has to hang its head and cry.
Lieutenant! Just in from the flagship, sir. Enemy aircraft observed over Sicily heading west. They could be coming our way.
Notify gunnery stations. Maintain full alert.
Aye, aye, sir.
We've just passed through the Straits of Gibraltar, which means we only have 3,000 miles to go. And that was supposed to be funny.
Ah.
Thank you, Ziggy. Hey, come on over, join the happiness crowd. My name's Ruth. What's yours?
His name is David. He won't talk. The things that he has seen have silenced him.
All right. So we need some cheering up, huh? Mr. Laskovich, would you favor us with an aria, please?
I'm sorry, I am not in the mood.
Thank God.
You are obviously a person of little taste.
So I am your perfect audience. Think already.
Di Provenza al mar il suol, chi dal cortico I cannot go on.
Excuse me! Excuse me!
Yeah.
This gentleman is trying to sing. Do you mind?
No, I don't mind. Well, what'd you do that for?
Benny's great. Verdi is great. Verdi came first. You'll do this later.
No, I can't listen to Benny later. This is my only time off. 0800 to 0830, and then I go back to work. Excuse me, lady.
It seems that you're out of strategy, General.
No. You have a better idea?
When generals fail, It is time for the partisans to move in. Damia!
Mission accepted!
Just watch.
Where'd you learn how to do that?
Ann Miller, Ginger Rogers, I watch movies.
Hey, you gotta join me. I'm a
I will teach all of you! If you promise to let Mr. Laskovich sing.
Hell yeah!
Coming off the fan! Hey! Hold it right there! You were told there was to be no fraternization between crew and passengers.
You mean between crew and casual baggage?
It's not a joke. Distracting crew members from their duties is a serious wartime offense.
Did you hear that? We've committed a serious crime. No ice cream for 30 days.
Hey, kid! Those are my shoes! Well, don't stand there!
Drive it low! I'm trying to board deck!
Grab him! All right, the other way, cut him off!
David! My God, he took a pair of shoes. Hey, have you heard the awful news? What a fuss we're making. You can feel the whole world shaking at the news. A pair of lousy GI shoes were taken by a frightened kid. All the world is grieving, standing shocked and disbelieving what he did. It's plain to see he's quite a desperado. This silent boy who slept in hallways, running always, all alone and hating the world. Hating the world. But now you have caught him, congratulations. Better give him all he deserves. Or maybe you should really be ashamed now. Just stop and think and look at this child. Be ashamed now and maybe give him those damn shoes. Use the sense God gave you. Let him keep those damn shoes.
Don't reward thieves, Mr. Nevsky. Take him below.
Wait a minute. David, would you take off one of your own shoes, please? Do you see this? Do you see it? You should all be ashamed of yourselves. David, why didn't you tell me? I would have gotten you a new pair of shoes.
Where he has been, you don't ask for things. The answer could be a bullet through your head.
You can keep him, kid.
All hands back to your stations.
That was good. What you did just now,
What we did just now.
I can see why President Roosevelt chose you for this job.
President Roosevelt doesn't even know me, but thanks just the same, Mr. Nevsky.
Sasha,
Sasha. That boy, well, he really looks up to you.
we got to know each other in the DP camp. He is about the same age that my son would have been.
I'm so
It's
sorry.
all right. My eyes have been dry for some time now. A blonde little boy, his mother's side. We met at university and you have a family.
Yes. A mother and father in Brooklyn. They worry enough for 10 people, though. And I have a brother in the army somewhere. He doesn't even know I'm here.
And that's it?
Oh, yeah, I'm not married, if that's what you mean. No. Not anymore.
You were married then?
The plunge was easy. To keep from drowning, well, that was the hard part.
It is getting colder.
What are you doing?
I thought...
No, I'm all right. Really.
I'm sure you are. Good night.
I turned and walked away. I've turned and walked before. I don't need here more anybody, right? I have this big important job that keeps me busy through the day. But Ruthie, what about the night? Just tell me, what about the night? I sleep alone. I have 2 pillows, but I sleep alone. And when I cry out in the night, in loneliness or pain or fright, I never find a hand to touch my own. I sleep alone. I sleep alone. Don't ask me for reasons. I've been hurt too many times. The fabulous fortunes of love turn to nickels and dimes. The heart has its reasons. I'm completely through with men, or at least that's what I tell myself over and over again. I sleep alone. My days are crowded, but I sleep alone. I say I like it, but I lie. The lonely hours trickle by. A bigger fool you've never ever known. I sleep alone. I sleep
Now,
hoping to see one of those planes shot down in flames. I can hardly believe what I'm saying. It is against everything I've been taught. To love mercy, to cherish life above all else, and here I am, hoping, praying to see someone die. For God, forgive me.
I can't answer for God, Joseph. But I hope the bastard crashes too. Come on.
Joseph, come on, now, just looking for you.
Pepsi Cola hits the spot. 12 full ounces, that's a lot. Twice as much as a nickel too. Pepsi Cola is a drink for you.
Where did you hear that?
On the ship's radio just now.
Just now? We're in American waters. Come on, come, let's tell the others. We're in American waters!
Hey, kid. Come here, take a look at this. It's a little thing right over there. Can you see her? She's called Lady Liberty. It's what my parents saw when they first came to America. Like you.
Be here. Be here. Here.
Dear God, I am not of their faith, yet I know that in your eyes we are one. Oh Lord, you have taken us this far. Take us one step farther. Take us one step farther to this land of promise, to this bright new Zion, this America, this America, this America, oh Lord, oh Lord. We are weary to the bone. Gather in your people. Gather in your people to these hills and valleys, to these tall towers. This America. This America, America, oh Lord. We have been tossed like falling leaves, in a black and bitter storm. Now lead us in your mercy to this haven, safe and warm. Oh Lord, here's our promise and our prayer. We will work our hearts out to deserve this country with its torch of freedom, reaching high to heaven. In this America, this America, this America, oh Lord, oh Lord. Hear our promise
So many buildings. It must be easy to get lost.
You won't get lost.
Times Square. I'll have my restaurant there someday.
Don't be too sure. In America, there are laws against selling poison food.
Listen to the expert. Do you know the difference between goulash and galoshes?
In your restaurant, who could tell?
All right, folks, this way to the train. Excuse me. Make sure you have all your belongings.
No train. No train!
Marta,
Don't
what
let
is
me
it?
go.
Marta,
No,
look at
no
me!
train.
Look at me!
No.
Look at me! This is not the same. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Listen to her. She's telling the truth.
Let's move it, folks.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No.
Oh my. I'm all right. I'm very good. Oh.
Welcome to Oswego, folks. This is Fort Ontario, your relocation center. Relax and enjoy the scenery. You'll be given your housing assignments in a few moments.
Just like you said, Miss Gruber. Trees, a lake, a little town. It's fine.
Oswego, that's in the Otsego. We've made it, and here we hope to stay. Oswego, New York, Oswego, New York, Oswego, New York, US.
Wait! Stop! What are you doing? Who is your superior
Can I
officer?
help you, madam?
Who are you?
I'm William T. Cross, Deputy Director of the Fort Ontario Relocation Center. And you?
I'm Ruth Gruber. I'm in charge of these refugees. About
Oh,
this
yes, you brought them here, didn't you? I hope you had a good crossing, Miss Gruber. Welcome back to America.
Is that where we are? You could have fooled me.
What's that supposed to mean?
I'll make it real plain, Mr. Cross. I'd like this fence taken down right away. Where these people come from, a fence equals death.
The fence was not put up for them, Miss Gruber. Fort Ontario is a military post. It's always had a fence.
Well, it's not being used for military purposes now. So for God's sake, take down the fence, get rid of these guards, so these people can come and go as they please without someone pointing a gun in their face.
Impossible. They're under quarantine.
For what purpose?
To be debriefed and checked for contagious diseases.
All right. How long will that take? A day? A week? A month? How long before they are free?
Let's get something straight, Miss Gruber. Your job here is over.
My job will be over when Mr. Ickes tells me it's over.
Suit yourself. In any event, Form 11126B will be distributed tomorrow morning to all refugees. On it, you will indicate the country of your origin for transit purposes.
What are you talking about?
They're all going back eventually, Miss Gruber.
Going
Sure.
back?
That shouldn't surprise either you or them. They all signed a contract when they boarded the ship, an agreement to go back as soon as hostilities ended.
We signed some sort of a paper. It seemed to be a formality.
The forms will be distributed tomorrow at 0700 hours. Make sure they're filled out.
No. No! This is wrong! This is terribly wrong! Those anti-Semites in Washington are going to have to listen to me. I will make them pay attention. I will make them see that what they're doing here is terribly, terribly wrong, even if I have to kill myself trying. Tanya, Marta, Joseph, Ziggy, Mr. Laskovich, please. Oh, David. Sasha, I will get you out of here. I promise. Please believe me.
I believe you.